Hello and welcome to Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. If you would like to check out the other series that has 40 plus parts already, then there is a link down below in the description. And otherwise, if you would like to support the channel, then there is also a link to join our memberships. You gain a little badge next to your name, and we also have a Patreon as well as a community Discord, and you can gain access to the Discord through Patreon or through being a member. Anyway, we're going to be starting a campaign. There's been a bunch of different updates, and according to some people that have told me on the other series that I have, they didn't apply to my save game, unfortunately. So we're going to be starting a new game here. And bear in mind that the other series is still going to continue for as long as I can continue it. But obviously, this is just a fun way to experience some of the new changes. And here we go. So if this is new to you, if Bannerlord is new to you, and this is the first episode of Bannerlord that you're seeing, every single particular culture has a different gameplay benefit, as you can see. So Vlandians give you plus 20% more upgrade experience to troops, and Sturgians provide you less penalty from snow. Empire gives you construction speed bonus to siege engines and so on. Then Azerai have cheaper caravans, so they're really good with trading and merchant characters. And then we have the KHUZAITs, who are extra speed bonus for horsemen, which is, of course, what they're all about. They're all about, you know, horse archery and things like that. And then the Battanians are capable of moving through forests really, really fast, which I personally feel is quite a powerful gameplay benefit. But and I know a number of people said that these two were not exactly great because less speed penalty from snow, but they're actually all in snow all the time. So having that culture is actually pretty cool. But for this, I'm going to be focusing on the KHUZAIT KHANATE, and we're going to be having a fun time with a horse archer. All right, so I did make my character in the previous series, but this time around, I'm just going to randomize him a little bit here. Bear in mind that he is actually going to be related to my other character. He's actually going to be the son of my previous character, Mr. Barney Bertild. He is going to be the son of him, and I'm very much hoping that we will be able to get a... oh, here we go. Perfect. Perfect. All right, and we're going to make him a bit shorter than the other fellow, and we're going to make his voice pitch a little bit lower as well, and I think we're pretty good. I think this actually looks pretty good to me, because this looks very similar to how Mr. Barney Bertild looks. He's got the wonderful, glorious moustache and everything, and that's exactly what you want, isn't it?
Form a ring! Raise your shields! Stand your ground!
Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good. Why not? Okay, so that's it. That's all I wanted to do. Let's move on. All right, so now we can choose our family, and personally, I've already run through this once, so it's going to be pretty easy for us to decide, and obviously, because we are playing with the KHUZAIT KHANATE, obviously my other series was kind of a little bit in the air, because I had no idea what I was doing. I was kind of feeling around in the dark for, you know, what I wanted to do with my character, and eventually I settled on using polearms and throwing weapons, and not being very good at either of those, but you know, eventually I settled on those. So this time around, you can decide between all of these things. So you can go for riding and polearm, you can go for trade and charm, so if you want to be a speaky person, then you can do that, and this is the one that I'm actually going to be going for here, because this provides you with a focus point to bow and riding, and it also gives you additional skill level in that particular skill already. So you can see here that the others are all about scouting and riding, medicine and charm, polearm and throwing, but this one is, in my opinion, the best for what we want our character to be. Now, early childhood. So what are we going to do? Two-handed and throwing, athletics and one-handed, engineering and trade, charm and leadership, riding and medicine. We're actually going to be... I think, personally, we're going to be taking leadership and tactics. I think this is going to be pretty good for us, so I think I'm going to do that. I could take the riding skill, but that's the thing. It only gives us a focus point to ride. You know what? That actually might be quite fun, Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Your skill with horses. That seems like a good plan. All right. Choose your adolescence. So, herded the sheep, worked in the village smithy, repaired projects, gathered herbs in the wild, hunted small game, and sold produce at the market. All right. Well, we're going to be going for bow and tactics because, of course, we are. And then what else do we have about our youth here? Stood guard with the garrisons. Bow and engineering. Sounds good. Rode with the scouts. Ooh, riding and bow. That sounds much better in my opinion. We're probably going to take that one. Then we have polearm and one-handed, throwing and bow, and roguery and throwing. We're going to be riding with the scouts here and gaining riding and bow. Then otherwise, what do we have here? Okay, before you set up for a life of adventure, your biggest achievement was defeating an enemy in battle, leading a successful manhunt, trading and smithing, bow and crossbow. You hunted a dangerous animal. We're probably going to be taking that one. There's a whole bunch of really, really cool stuff, though. You gain +1 to Valor, +1 to Calculating, and all that stuff. Those are all kinds of things that determine how people treat you and things like that in the game. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see. But I think I'm actually just going to go for this. Bow and crossbow. 1 attribute point to control, +5. Renown seems pretty good. So we hunted a dangerous animal. And then... now, our story background. You subdued a raider. You drove them off with arrows. There we go. Bow and tactics. Seems like something I will want to take, so I will take that. There we go. And our name. Our name. So, of course, because he is the son of Mr. Barney Beartill, this is actually a couple of years, or actually quite a few years, because let's face it, Byron in our other playthrough is about... I'm going to say maybe like 5 years old, maybe 6 years old or something like that. And he's now quite clearly not that. So, yes, we are going to be calling him Byron. All right, so these are all of the game difficulties. As is the case with my other series, we have everything on realistic, which is kind of harsh. We're going to enable death as well because that can... affect things quite dramatically. If heroes are able to die on the battlefield, I think that's actually quite a lot of fun. And otherwise, everything else is unrealistic. Now, I chose to skip the tutorial once again because I do have a little bit of experience actually playing the game this time around, and I think I should be doing all right in combat, at least for the most part. A few hours after you leave the training ground, you come across a wounded man lying under a tree. You share your water with him and try to dress his wounds as best you can. He tells you he is a traveling doctor. To thank you for your help, he hands you a small bronze artifact, which he says was once given to him in payment by a warrior, who said only that it was related to Noretz's folly. He suspects it might be of great value. You resolve to find out more. So that is kind of a way for them to give you an excuse to explore around the world and to speak to the various people in it. And yeah, we might not be really doing too much about that. But anyway, we're going to be calling ourselves Beartill. That is our clan name. And I'm actually going to take a relatively similar banner to Barney. I'm actually going to have a look here at some of the other symbols because there might be something else here that we might want to go for. Doesn't seem like it right now. So I think I'm pretty happy with taking the bear once again. But I am actually going to be taking a different... color this time around. We're going to go for this color combination. I think that seems quite nice. Maybe this? Maybe this? Yeah, that actually seems pretty cool. I like the black background. Gives a nice little contrast to it. So we're going to do that, and I can make it, well, very small. Or I can make it very large. Let's make it about 80, 75%, something like that. There we go. All right, so we spawn out in the middle of nowhere in the training fields, and I will be making my way over as fast as I can to KHANATE territory. But first, let us go over to our character here. As you can see, we have a wide variety of different traits that we will be able to unlock almost immediately. So as you can see, accuracy with bows increased, basically no choice there, but otherwise we have strong pull, which allows us to hold the aim for 15% longer, or increase our readying speed by 10%. I'm actually going to go for fast aim here. And then otherwise, we have our riding skill, of course, 6% to horse hit points. That's basically all we can take. The next one that we will definitely go for is spare arrows, because we will definitely need additional arrows as we're running around shooting at bandits and things. And then otherwise, we have cavalry attacks cause 10% more morale loss. Bear in mind as well that I will probably end up taking quite a bit in other things, like, for example, leadership, I think is going to be something I would like to take. Especially considering the medium experience bonus and morale increases and various other stuff like that. But bear in mind that in this playthrough, I'm going to be taking things a little bit more slowly than I was before. I'm also going to be going for polearms as a backup weapon, because obviously I can't just run around with a bow all the time. And so I'm going to be taking things a little bit more slowly than I did beforehand, because we entered the late game extremely quickly and actually got ourselves into a bit of hot water. So we probably don't want to do that again, but you know, if it happens, it happens. And I think we had a whole bunch of fun in the meantime as well. So here's Rajea. It would probably be a good idea for us to speak to her, because of course we do have that quest, and it would be good for her to give us a brief idea about what is Neretzes' folly. Well, that's what some people call the Great Battle of Pendrake in the year 1077. Emperor Neretzes led an army accompanied by KHUZAITs and Azurai to fight a coalition of Sturgians, Botanians, and Vlandians. It was a disaster for him. He died in it, but the victors didn't fare much better. I see. Can you tell me anything about it? Of course, I did not witness the battle, but my husband Arenikos spoke frequently of it. He was one of the Emperor's trusted commanders. He could not stop Neretzes from marching to defeat, but he managed to salvage something from the disaster. When the Sturgians came over our barricades, he managed to lead a group of Neretzes' guardsmen out the back. My husband's small force held together and were joined by stragglers and fugitives. He described the march back. No food, little water, marching day and night to keep ahead of the enemy's outriders, but they survived. The only organized imperial force to do so. The city was in a state of panic after hearing rumors of what happened. Arenikos kept things from descending into chaos. When it came time for the Senate to choose the next emperor, there was no question that it should be him. I loved him before as a man, but that day learned to love him as something more. What a gift he was to the people of Calradia. Oh, thank you. Wow. What an amazing backstory right there. And we have already spoken to one of the people that we need to speak to for the quest. So yeah, that's also something that's very cool about Bannerlord. You don't necessarily need to follow the main quest. And as you can no doubt tell, I am not doing that whatsoever. Because here's the first thing, basically, where you have to rebuild your clan. You have to get to 20 men, reach clan tier 1. We're actually kind of far along there due to my initial character choices. It took me a lot longer to get to clan tier 1 with Barney, that's for sure. And otherwise we do have this as well, which we need to speak to a bunch of nobles and things like that, but we don't really need to worry about that at the moment, at least in my opinion. Alright, so we're going to be making our way over. Now bear in mind that I am probably going to be looking out for some tasks and things, but I think the best thing that I can do right now is make our way over at least to the first few villages, because I really don't want to be in a situation where I don't have anyone leveling up from the various fights that we might end up doing. As you can see right here, we have a couple of looters. But these looters, I don't really want to attack them at the moment, because we don't have anyone to gain experience from it except me. And what do we have here? Oh, we have one of the best possible starting tasks for us right here. So we're going to go and speak to this fellow who apparently wants his daughter found. And from what I remember, this is a great task. And something that I definitely think we will be able to do. There we go, 1,650 gold for being able to do this. And I think it should go quite nicely. So there we go, let's have a look. I should be able to find her and see what's going on. If I did have a companion that actually had scouting or something like that, then I would be able to send the scout companion and 15 of my own men to find the daughter. But there's sometimes a bit of a bug that happens, and it might not really work out too well. Oh, hello, Mitsui the she-wolf. I know a certain Mitsui, but it's actually not not this one. And I'm getting the tutorial pop up for some reason, even though I know how to move my character. Kind of weird. Anyway, let's have a look here. So the best thing that we can do right now, I've already recruited a couple of people from this village, by the way. So the best thing that we can do is go over to the nearby village. As you can see, they went towards Pabastan. Okay, so that's good to know. And we are just going to continue recruiting a couple of units here. And Pabastan is all the way over there. So that actually gives me a nice opportunity to be able to potentially get a couple more units. And I don't need the pop-up anymore. I know that that's where they are. But it's just giving that to me just to kind of be like, hey, you know, this is where they are. You probably want to go there. But yes, I'm actually just going to stop by here and just try and recruit as many units as I can get my hands on. And bear in mind that we might actually have a companion here. So if you right-click on various NPCs that you encounter and various other things, then you will be able to get a little bit more information on them. So you can see here that Abael the Cow Thief apparently has very good bow skills. As you can see, she's got 160 bow skills, which I gotta say, I think is pretty cool. She's got 60 in scouting as well, so I think she could be a very decent character to potentially recruit. So should we talk to her and see how much she's gonna be? She might very well be our first companion, so let's have a look. My uncle, he had a great herd of cows, and in the Botanian upcountry that is only kind of wealth we value, but they were taken by his chief herdsman, a man we trusted. So we took up spears to get them back, but my uncle was now poor, but the thief had many kinsmen. Having nothing else to lose, my uncle ordered that even the women of our family take up spears and ride out to fight, and so we did. We came down on the thief's village one day at dawn. They were too many, and we were beaten. My brothers and most of my kin were all slain. I had nowhere to go. But I had killed 3 men with a spear that day and found I had a taste for it. And I learned that thieves grow rich while honest men die. So I lived in the hills and took the cows of families more fortunate than my own. But I sold the cows I took and kept the dinars close to my chest. Oh, okay, well, yeah, hard to blame me for that. But I don't intend to live this way forever. There are 1,000 paths to turning outlaw, you see, but they mostly come to a single end. So I'm here in the town looking for other work. Well, I could definitely use you in my company, but I, for some reason, believe that she's not going to... Whoa, yeah, she is very expensive. Okay. Definitely did not expect it to be that expensive. I thought that she might very well be, shall we say... probably about 1,300, something like that. Technically, what you could do in a tavern as well is you could participate in the various games around the land, because Calradia has culture-based games, and I'm talking about board games here. And if you want to, you can participate in those and try and earn a little bit of extra cash. But you do need to play on the highest difficulty of that board game to be able to make that money. If you win, that is. Anyway. Let's see. Yes, we're going to search the village. Unfortunately, now that the companion has not joined me, I am by myself, and that's never a good thing. That is never a good thing. Okay, so she's all the way over there, but thankfully I have a horse, and even more thankfully I have some riding skill that is going to speed me up quite a bit. Ah, and here they are. They are literally just speaking to each other. I actually think that this is kind of bad. This is kind of bad for me. You know why? Because if I am unable to convince her with conversation options, persuasion options, whatever you want to say, then he's going to attack me. And I'm a bit worried about that. If I'm not able to run away quick enough, then this might be kind of bad. So I'm actually going to go over in this direction. Who are ya? Are you one of the bounty hunters that sent by Bortu of Kemshire to us? Look, pal, we've gone nothing wrong. As you may have figured out already, this woman and I, we love each other. I didn't force her to anything.
He is right. I ran away with him willingly. I love my father, but he can be such a tyrant. Please, sir, if you believe in freedom and love, please leave us be.
Well, I understand. If that is the case, I will let you go. No, I can't say that. I have to say, how do I know he's not forcing you to say that?
Please, sir, I love him truly, and I wish to spend the rest of my life with him. I beg of you, please don't stand in our way.
But I've promised to find you and return you to your father. He would be devastated.
Yes, he would probably be sad, but not because of what you think. See, Bortu of Kamshar promised me to one of his allies' sons, and this will devastate his plans. That is true. He cares nothing about me, only about his reputation in our district. Okay. Yeah, so obviously because I don't have... oh, I actually do have some decent chances right here. I actually thought that I might not have any chances because my charm skill is pretty low. But that is a success right there. Very, very interesting. Okay. Let's see if we can do the next one. Okay, so we've got a 39% chance. Oh, critical success. So if I had taken that beforehand, I would have 100% gotten both of the pips that you require to get the successful conversation. You're right. I cannot do this. I will return to my family. All right, so that's what... there you go. That's what she's going to do. Fantastic. That's it. Very easy resolution to that, and we gain 1650. We gain a little bit of relation with the guy of the village, and we can also recruit a couple more people. So now we've got 2,400 gold. Very nice indeed, and that's a great start. That is indeed a great start. I'm actually kind of surprised that we were able to do so well there. Actually, speaking of doing well, I might like to participate in a tournament. I know. You know, if you've seen my other series featuring Mr. Barney Beartild, obviously that was my first time playing Bannerlord. I had a lot to get used to, the different combat system from Warband and everything. Then, you know, it was a bit of a rude awakening, perhaps. You know, it was quite tough. But now that I'm a little bit more used to the fighting system, I should do okay with things, but don't expect me to win the tournament, you know, when I'm this low level. Let's just say that. But we are going to get some leather lamella shoulders if we win. Now, here's the thing. I'm actually going to be betting 150 gold because, as you can see, the current wager is actually kind of good. It's going to give me a massive amount of cash. So we're going to bet that, and then we'll see what we get. All right, so I have a spear. This is actually pretty good. Ah, no, I've got... yeah, see, now that's the thing. I've got to time this much, much better. Look at that. There we go. 41 damage. That's decent. That is also very decent. Nice. Oh, that was that was our potential companion who just got eliminated right there. Very nice. And there's a little bit of extra damage to the bowman there. We've got to be a bit careful because they can definitely focus us down very, very easily. Nice. Even more damage. I think also the developers have made it much more difficult to gain skill points in tournaments, because what was happening is that I think players were consistently playing in tournaments to try and get skill points, and well, that was making things kind of imbalanced, I guess. But I personally don't have a problem with that. I personally think that if someone wants to do a tournament over and over for skill points, then I think that is perfectly fine. It's all about player choice, in my opinion, in a sandbox RPG. I mean, that's the kind of game it is, you know? So, you know, they have reduced the amount of experience and skill point gain that you're going to gain from the tournament, which is kind of sad, but, you know, that means that I'm just going to take a bit longer to level up and everything, which is okay. Don't have a problem with that. But, yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do something here. Okay, so the green team actually has more people in it, so I should probably try and do something against them, as you can see. Come on, yellow! Is that me? No, I don't think that's my guy. I think that's the blue team. Yeah, the blue team seems to be doing a massive amount of damage. Let's see if we can try and take him out. No, we did some damage to the horse, but that wasn't really intended. Alright. Kill him. Yeah, there we go. We took him out. And now, hopefully, before he gets to a horse... Ooh. Yeah, because bear in mind, this guy wants to get on a horse like no one's business. He really wants to get on a horse. Never mind, he's dead. There you go. We qualified for the next stage of this tournament. Wow, I'm actually kind of surprised about that. Okay, so I can bet again. And how much can I make? Oh, yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? We're going to be gaining 1,000 gold if we actually do achieve any kind of victory here. I am looking forward to this. Hopefully they're going to give me... Okay, they gave me a bow. That's actually not even that bad. I'm pretty good with a bow, now that I actually have some skill in it. So, you know, that's decent. There we go. And hopefully, yeah, I should be a little bit careful. Hopefully my guy's going to do okay. Let's just see if I can maybe assist one of the other teams. Wow, that guy literally took 7 damage. Are you serious right there? Are you serious? This guy has literally the best armor that I've seen so far. Okay, they're just fighting still. This guy is literally shrugging off things. He's just literally shrugging my damage. Oh, there we go. KHUZAIT Archer. No. No. Okay, there we go. Nice. Nice. There we go. Nice. Wow, that was actually quite close, even though I didn't take any damage, but we did pretty well to get to where we are right here. Alright, so I can bet now again, and we'll just double it, so I guess we will just continue betting at this point, because even if I do end up losing, I have only bet 450 out of my, 2,300 or whatever I had before, but we're up against a KHUZAIT Horse Archer, and the companion that would not join us because we didn't have enough money. Okay, so I've got a spear here. This should actually be kind of easy. Potentially. Yeah, it's a bit troublesome when the enemy has a spear and is on the ground. I'm usually not very good against those, but hopefully I will be okay here. And the thing is that we basically, all we have to do is help our team to win. That's it. We just need to help our team to win, and then we should be alright in the grand scheme of things. And that's the thing. I don't need to get the kill. I just need to help my guy to get the kill, which is easier said than done, perhaps. Easier said than done. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit of extra damage. Oh, he's not blocking at all? Are you serious? Look at that. This guy's just not blocking. He doesn't care. He's just eating the spear for breakfast. I wouldn't recommend it. Definitely wouldn't recommend that. Alright, so we're still going to be getting a little bit of extra money, but I'm going to bet anyway. We're up against the spearman that was on our team, and we are both on a mount. Ooh, this might be bad. Okay, I'm trying to take out his horse, but I think that's probably not the best idea, actually. I think the best idea for me would be to try and aim for the guy's head, if at all possible. Nice. Okay, that's some good damage on his shoulder, but I don't think that will be enough to take him out. That will be enough to take him out. Yes. There we go. Very good indeed. I'm pretty pleased that I actually went for focus points in polearm. I think that really makes a huge difference to how much I'm able to level it up right now, and I think considering we're probably going to be joining the KHUZAIT KHANATE as a vassal or a mercenary, dependent on what we actually want to do at the time, I'm going to be using a spear for the most part, I think. And we'll see how that goes. But I have some leather lamella shoulders now, which is a very nice piece of armor. And we did gain some extra cash as well. As you can see, look at this. 14 body armor, 4 arm armor. And that's it's just absolutely hilarious that we have that already. Like on our, second day? Second day adventuring, and we look at that. Byron won the tournament. Oh, yes, it's a long time since I've seen one of those. Because let's face it, I haven't been the luckiest with Barney, that's for sure. But Byron, on the other hand, he seems to know exactly what he should do, and he seems to be actually kind of decent at tournaments and everything. Anyway, we're going to be fighting these looters right here. Now, bear in mind that I do know that you can auto resolve. You can do simulated battles and so on and so forth if you want to. And these looters will not basically, they won't kill anyone. They won't kill anyone on your army. So you can basically just send the troops and then they will auto-resolve the fight. But the thing is, I don't really want to do that this early on because we are currently only with 16 units. We need many more units, in my opinion, to be able to make the auto-resolve actually work in our favor. So unfortunately, for the first couple of fights, we're going to have to do this manually, which I gotta say I'm a bit worried about, because the looters, they're not the worst. You know, they're not the worst, but they are, of course, looters. They are still looters, so they are still going to be kind of easy for us to eliminate. As you can see right here, double headshot to start off the fight. And we've already eliminated 2 of them, which is just great. And we'll just tell my forces just to charge straight on in there. And we'll just continue to do damage from back here. And maybe just shoot this guy as well, because he's trying to hit me with some stones, which I don't appreciate, actually. He's got the stones to throw the stones. So, yeah, there you go. Anyway, we did end up losing a couple of units, I think. I'm actually unsure how many units we lost. 4.
I mean, that's the point. It's very early on in the game, and that's the kind of thing that is going to happen. We're just going to end up losing a couple of people here and there. And maybe, just maybe, I will have gained some... No, never mind. All that armor is not that useful. There are 8 looters over here, though. I'm actually wondering, did anyone level up? Yeah, a couple of people did actually level up. Unfortunately, as you can see right here, I actually require horses to be able to upgrade my KHUZAIT warriors into their cavalry riding brethren. So I'm thinking that we will probably try to do something about that. And that's also something that I should definitely mention. In a recent patch, the developers decided to reduce the amount of horses that you gain from fights by 65%. So they will drop 65% less horses in these kinds of fights. Which, I gotta say, I'm not entirely sure I like that, because obviously, as you can see right here, yeah, I can buy some step horses, as you can see, for 162, but that means the upgrade for that particular unit is dramatically increased. And I'm talking dramatically, you know, because, let's face it, a step horse is not that cheap. Like, yeah, it is cheap for what it is. It's a cheap horse, but it is going to be very expensive in the long run. I mean, just look at this. Early on, I'm spending 1,000 gold. Obviously, I can, I think I can probably sell a bunch of this, so it might lessen the blow a little bit. But yeah, we're probably going to sell that as well. I don't think I'm going to do that much smithing unless I find out that there's something really, really cool in the smithing tree, and then I might want to do a little bit of smithing, but at the moment, I'm just going to sell the stuff. And yeah, that's basically all I want to do there. So yeah, anyway, the point is that this early on, I think we might have some issues with this, because let's just say I spent, how much did I spend? 160, right? I spent 160 on a horse, and as you can see, I can level 2 of these guys up. So now they are tier 2 KHUZAIT tribal warriors, and that's it. And I will pay 30. So I have spent 2 horses, as far as I'm aware, which are 160 each, and that means that that's 320 gold, and then added on another 30 for the upgrade itself. That's 350 just for 2 units, 2 tier 2 units as well. So let me actually just have a look. Yeah, that did actually take some of the horses. So yeah, that's also something that I don't necessarily agree with. I personally feel like the amount of horses that people were gaining was perfectly acceptable. I thought it was okay, because obviously you want to be able to... I mean, I could have... Actually, you know what? I could have bought horses from some villages, because obviously some villages do have that as a specialization. You know, they do have horses as a specialization, and like, for example, this here we go. This thing over here, this village right here has a number of horses, no doubt. As you can see, I can buy them for 109. So instead of spending 160, I can buy them for 109. And I will buy a couple just to have some in reserve. So yeah, I mean, I guess you can do that, but still I am spending quite a bit more to be able to gain those cavalry. And I could have gotten them from the, you know, from the fight beforehand, and that would have definitely reduced the amount of cost that we have. But I guess it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But as I say, it would probably be easier to get them for free. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to run around a little bit. We're going to run around in these areas here, because this is actually the first time I'm seeing KHUZAIT lands, believe it or not, because in my other playthrough, the KHUZAIT were eliminated within a very, very short amount of time, and I wasn't really able to see them that much. I did get to see them eventually because they defected to other factions and everything, but it's going to be very interesting to see how they do this time around, because obviously beforehand they just got absolutely massacred. But this time, hopefully, it's going to be a little bit different. So we're going to tell my... I don't actually want everyone to follow me. Okay, apparently everyone can follow me. I'm not entirely sure why that is happening, but all right, okay. I guess we'll just put those guys there, and then we will just have my... Can my guys shoot? Can they shoot? I would like them to shoot, actually.
Maybe I should just tell them to charge. I think telling the horse archers to charge would probably be the best idea because they generally will be skirmishing by default. And that seems like a better idea. So we're just going to shoot a couple of people here, just trying to, you know, do as much damage as we can. And obviously if I could actually hit with my bow, then that would be fantastic. You know, that would be great. Byron, you're taking after your father there a little bit too much. Thank you. And maybe we can... Oh, there we go. Nice. And that is indeed a victory. And look at that. We literally took no casualties whatsoever. So I'm very happy about that because I was a bit worried that we might end up losing the units that we've literally just upgraded. Yeah, that would be my luck, you know. That would be my luck. Like no one's business. Anyway, there you go. So that is fine. Very nice. And we got some more looters over here, but I don't think I really want to fight them too much. Let's continue to level these guys up. Let me actually just take a look at their troop tree right here. So as you can see, if they go into tribal warriors, they will eventually go into raiders, horse archers, and then heavy horse archers. Or you can go for horsemen into lancers and then into heavy lancers. Personally, I think that horse archers are the way to go, almost in every single way. So if we do have the opportunity to do so with horses and things like that, if we have some spare horses in my inventory, then I will definitely be advancing them into horse archers. They just seem overall very, very strong indeed. So I'm going to be looking forward to using them. Okay, so here we have fencing stolen goods. All right, so I'm gonna do something about this. I'm gonna take this, but I'm not gonna be a criminal in this particular playthrough because in my other one, well, let's just say that we did some rather unsavory things, and we're gonna be a little bit less bloodthirsty in this one. Maybe. It really just depends on what happens. But anyway, let's have a look. I think you need some help with a problem. How can I help you? 472 gold for 7 loads of velvet. Okay, sure. And I assume that someone is going to come up to me now. And potentially, yep, one of the merchants in the town comes to talk to you as you are preparing to depart. Hold on there. Those goods were taken from a colleague of mine. You probably didn't know then, but you know now. Buying stolen goods is a crime, and you don't want your name stained with that. I'll be happy to take them off your hands and them back to their owner. I can give you 370 as compensation. Refuse, and the authorities here will treat you as a common criminal. I see. You can take them then. That's the right call. There we go. All right, so we gave them up, and we obviously failed the quest, but not really. Not really, because we still received a little bit of cash and everything. But did we gain any relation, actually? Because I've never actually done the... But no, we didn't gain any relation whatsoever. That's kind of sad. I actually feel like doing the right thing should get you a little bit of relation with the various people here. But that apparently is not the case. So that's actually kind of sad, because I was hoping that we might be able to get something there. But oh well, never mind. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to buy a couple more horses, 414 gold. I might want to be a bit careful about that because I would like to save up for one of these bows. Oh yes, just look at how insanely good. I was going to say insanity. Oh, yes. But look at how insanely good those bows are. They're going to be super fun to use eventually. Is there anything else here that I really want to go for either? Some nice horse harnesses and stuff like that, but obviously I don't really need to do that at the moment. So we'll just go for selling that stuff. That will reduce our cost a little bit, and then we can continue onward. Ooh, we've got some 14 looters right here. Oh, that's actually a large party of looters. I'm not entirely sure if I can really deal with 27 at this point. I think I should be able to, but I would like to get more people on horses before we actually start taking these looters to task and literally doing a huge amount of damage to them. So let's see if we can do that. Oh, wait a minute. Where are my guys? Where are my
Soldiers!
Where are my cavalry?
Infant, everyone, mounted warriors!
Okay, that's kind of weird. Why does it? Oh, that's very strange. I'm not entirely sure what's happening with that. I guess we will just. There we go. We can just tell them to charge in now. Okay, I'm getting a bit more used to dealing with the horse archery thing because I haven't really used horse archers ever before. Only a very small amount of them in my other playthroughs. So it is getting a bit more used to ordering them around and things like that. But it seems like everyone is doing a fantastic job here. Unfortunately, my horse archers did seem to be quite far away from the action, and as a result, they couldn't really get in there and actually do any damage. Not that much at the very least. We did end up losing 3 people, but that's fine because we're still gaining renown, and that's all that really matters at this point. Alright, more things. Yes, more things. Okay, I'm going to actually equip these arm gloves. What is it? Arm wraps. Yes, that's it. Arm wraps. And otherwise we will just take everything and move on. And there's another band of looters. I think I might want to attack them as well. Let's level up a couple more people there as well. That's good. And I'm gaining some steward skill too. Bear in mind that steward skill is actually pretty nice. You gain steward skill by having high morale, having a variety of different food in your inventory, and things like that. So it's quite, I gotta say, quite easy, I guess, to level it up. But anyway, let's get these guys over here. As you can see, we've got a pretty decent amount of horse archers, and hopefully we will be able to use them to good effect in this fight, because you can see there's actually not, look at that, we've got quite a few. I'm going to tell them to charge actually, and we'll see what they're capable of doing, because I'm actually kind of intrigued to see whether they will skirmish adequately enough, because they might not do that. Yeah, it seems like they are actually skirmishing quite nicely, but you can see here that horse archery in general is going to be quite easy in comparison to what we were doing beforehand, because what we were doing before was literally running around on foot for the first half of the series, and let's just say that it's probably not recommended for your first character to do that. It's going to be quite difficult. Oh, and it seems like all of our whoa, okay, getting a little bit too close to death for my liking, thank you very much. And it seems like oh no, never mind, I thought our infantry had already been eliminated, but they hadn't. Well, that's kind of interesting then. Okay, so just going to try and see if I can maybe do a little bit of extra damage here. I've got to get used to how it works with the movement of the horse, because obviously apart from the fact that I'm not exactly accurate at the moment, because my weapon skill is currently quite low, I'm going to need to get used to that. Especially when targets are moving from side to side and things like that. But you can see here that my ability to hit is vastly compromised by moving fast. So we're going to need to be a bit more careful about that until we gain the appropriate traits. And we'll see what those are going to be. As you can see, I actually did just level up again as well, so we can put another focus point in something. And oh yeah, and actually that reminds me, I probably do want to buy a polearm of some kind. I think buying a polearm would be very advantageous for us. Let's level up another one of these guys, and we don't even need additional horses yet, which is actually really nice. I think we will probably need horses to advance them to horse archers, because they'll probably need war horses at that point, and they're going to be quite expensive for us to get, so we might be running around with tier 3 units for quite some time, which is less than desirable, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I actually do have three focus points. I've already got maxed out bow skills. I might as well get more riding skill, because I would like to level that up as fast as possible, and we might as well also do tactics. I think this would be pretty good, because as you can see, your soldiers deal 5% more damage in simulations. That might be quite fun. Allows you to place your troops before all battles. Your skill and logistics increases the amount of ammo your ranged troops start combat with by 20%. Archers deliver 60% more damage in simulations in forests. Wow. Your cavalry deal 50% more damage to archers. That's really cool too. You can retreat from battles by leaving 50% fewer troops behind, and various other things like that. So it seems like tactics seems quite fun. I do want to level up my polearms as well though, and I do only have one focus point to go for, so I'm not entirely sure what I should really take at this point. Guess I will go for another polearm, a little bit of focus there, and also bear in mind that we do want to spec our attribute points. So you can see here, cunning is the ability to predict what other people will do and to outwit their plans. So we could go for that. Increasing cunning makes it easier to learn bound skills and also raises their learning limit. Personally, I would like to learn bows as much as possible, because
I mean, just look at this. Bow aiming accuracy increases to max 10% faster. Arrow flight speed increase. Nearby troops get 10% additional accuracy. The player is better at firing arrows while moving. All of this stuff is just fantastic. So I'm going to be increasing my control skill even further. I know, we've already got 7 in it, so we are still, I mean, we're already pretty good at it, but obviously I'm going to go a little bit harder at this point with it at the moment. Okay, family feud, I do not like that. Deliver the herd, Okay, well, we're going to see what the herd is all about, because we might be able to do this. I'm not a big fan of the family feud thing, so we'll see. All right, so a herd of 10 step horses. Okay. 400. You can assist a companion. Okay, no. I will deliver your... yeah, I'll deliver it personally. Why not? Okay, this is going to be interesting because I am extremely low HP because I took a lot of damage from those stones. So that's not going to be great. Oh, there we go. Those are... Oh, no, never mind. They're added to my party. Yeah, I forget about that every single time. And then I see a comment and they're just like, oh, yeah, you know that those things are added to your inventory now. They're not on the world map like they were in Warband. And the flashbacks from the cattle quest in Warband. My goodness, don't even get me started on that. Anyway, yeah, that's really nice to see. Actually, that's a very, very nice change. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to get more people in my army. There's some more looters. I might actually like to fight them. Straight away because we do have 7 tribal warriors. I think they're going to be pretty easy. The looters are going to be pretty easy for us to defeat at this point right now, so we might as well do that. Technically, what we could do is we could literally just do auto-resolve at this point, and I think I am going to do that because we're going to get some more tactics, as you can see. Very easy victory right there, and we do gain some additional prisoners too, as well as loot. I'm just going to see here if there's anything better than what we were currently using. Doesn't seem like it, so nothing really to worry about there either. And, well... Did I take a quest from this place just now? No, but I did check it, and there doesn't seem to be anything here. I am going to, however, be taking a little bit of a couple of horses, a couple of grain as well, because I am going to get 400 for this particular quest, and I might as well invest it in something that I am actually going to need. So being able to do that would be a good idea. Let's level up these guys a little, and we'll level up the raiders as well. And I'm going to make a brief stopover in Akalat for the moment, because what I would like to do is sell my prisoners. Oh, we have a bunch of potential tasks here. Now that is going to be kind of interesting. Okay, so I think I probably want to speak to someone here. I just don't know where. Overpriced raw materials, escort. Oh no. Escort merchant caravan. The last time I did this, I got absolutely massacred. So not entirely sure if I really want to do that. I'll do this one, the overpriced raw materials, and we'll see what happens in it. Because if someone says that it's against the law to do this or whatever, then I won't be doing it. But we'll see. I don't know if you know much about the law here. Craftsmen like me are required to buy our raw materials from local merchants. The other side of the bargain is that they offer us reasonable prices. But they're not doing that. They've come together and agreed on a price that's just too high. They don't care if it ruins us. They can always sell the goods elsewhere. Well, I see. How can I help? Well, you get around, right? It wouldn't be hard for you to collect the iron ore we need. If you could bring, say, 5 units of iron ore directly to me, instead of selling to the merchants, I would gladly pay 620 gold for them. Oh, okay. Well, sure. Sure, why not? Why not? And if anyone approaches me, then of course I will... okay. Apparently not. Alright, so no one is approaching me about this. I'm kind of surprised. Okay. Well, let's have a look. There might be some villages nearby that have iron ore as a focus, which would be, like that one, for example. How long do I have to actually complete the other quest? I really need to make sure that I am not... I only have 3 days. And I need to deliver at least half the herd. Okay, well, I am, of course, doing that. So I have 3 days to get all the way over there? That's actually quite far away, isn't it? Okay, yeah, that is far away. Anyway, we're traveling at 7.0. Wow, that's insanity. Wow, I knew that the KHUZAIT KHANATE were really, really fast, but until you play as a character that literally has that culture trait, you never really know just how fast they actually are.
Wow, how crazy. Anyway, this is just going to be a normal victory right here. Very easy indeed. And we'll just take a couple more prisoners there too. Bear in mind that we're not actually a member of any faction yet, so we will not be able to donate prisoners for influence gain, which is exactly what I will hopefully be able to do when the time comes. Alright, so we have mountain bandits coming in right there. Bear in mind that mountain bandits can kill your units, so if you do auto-resolve against any other, bandit party that isn't just regular looters, then you will end up losing a couple of units. Anyway, let's move in here. And I believe I need to speak to this guy. Isn't it this guy that I need to speak to? Let me actually just have a look. Yes. Themestios the Wheeler. And that is him right there. Alright. Hello, friend. Well, a soon-to-be friend, potentially. I wonder whether he's actually going to be giving us anything for it, or whether he's going to backstab us. No, he's not going to backstab us, I don't think. Alright. About the task. Our mutual friend sent word. He told us to expect you with 10 herds of his steppe horses. Yes, I have brought them. I'm going to keep that herd for myself. No, I have brought them. There we go. We received that, and we gained some relation with people, and that's exactly what we need. We want to be kind of like I guess, good guy. We want to be a good guy for the most part, and we don't really want to betray anyone or anything like that. We kind of want to get everyone on our side as much as possible, and then see what happens. And I'm hopeful that that will give us a pretty nice overall foundation for, good things in the future. So let's see if we can fight these looters. Can you just leave me alone? Oh, there we go. I really didn't want that guy to actually join us in the fight. I'm going to do a normal fight this time. I'm not going to go and do an auto-resolve because I would like to see our raiders in actual battle here. Now, bear in mind that because KHUZAIT are mostly to do with horse archery, I could pretty much just charge these guys in, and we might very well end up winning just by doing that. So I'm thinking that we're probably going to see if that is going to work. Okay. I'm going to see if I can maybe get some headshots. Yes, nice. Nice. Okay, we've got to be a bit careful here because I don't really want to be in a situation where I'm going to take massive amounts of damage again by them throwing stones at me. And let's see if we can maybe just have our people do something for me instead. They seem to be taking pretty long circles, or wide circles, shall we say, which I gotta say I'm not a big fan of right now. I think that taking wide circles is probably kind of difficult to hit with, and you can see here that they're not really hitting much. So it seems like I'm doing most of the work, which is fine. Don't have a problem with that because it does mean that I get to practice my bow skills, and personally I find it very fun to use a bow in Bannerlord. I actually think it is possibly more fun to use a bow in Bannerlord than it was in Warband, and it was still extremely fun in Warband, so it is going to be a bit of a learning curve as well for me, because obviously the way that projectiles work, very different in Bannerlord, so... Oh, he's still alive? Are you serious? Come on now, I've literally peppered you with a huge amount of arrows and you're still alive. No, there we go. He got shot in the leg. He was an adventurer, but no longer. Anyway, there's a victory for us. And we ended up losing one person. I hope that we didn't lose... We lost a tribal warrior. I'm very surprised that we would lose one that was actually on a mount. Very strange. Wouldn't have expected that. Not at all. But, oh well. Never mind. Okay, so we've got a good amount of food right here, and anything else that I can really take? No. But all this stuff is going to be great to sell, so that's all I really want to do with it. Alright, so I'm going to have to go back to KHUZAIT territory, because we do need to get that iron ore. Is there anywhere else that I can get iron ore? No, there's clay over there, grain, and doesn't seem like there are any other villages in the area here very easily accessible. So I guess we will have to go up to Akisa, and we'll see what we can do about getting the iron ore from there. I'm not going to take any looters. I'm not going to recruit any looters into my party for the moment. And I think that in general, most of the time, my army is going to literally just be pure
KHUZAIT because I don't want to slow down the army by having infantry units. I'm aiming to have primarily cavalry almost all the time, unless I need them for, you know, siege warfare or something like that. But anyway, let's see if I can recruit a couple of people here. Yep, seems like I do need to. And we can now sell some stuff. So we can sell all of that. And what about the weapons as well? Yeah, I guess we can sell all of that as well. Unless I want to use the... do I want to use the pitchfork? That's kind of hilarious. Why not? Let's use the pitchfork. That seems like a really funny weapon. And, well, who am I to say no to a funny weapon? I actually could buy something better than the pitchfork for a very cheap price, actually. So it might even make sense for me to do that instead. There's a KHUZAIT lance. That seems like a pretty fun weapon to use. Oh, there's a long glaive as well. The glaive is not that good. The glaive has only 22 cutting damage, so I'd prefer something with just thrusting damage at this point. Try and get a throwing spear? No, I'm gonna get the KHUZAIT lance. I think that sounds fun. Can I use it with a shield? I think I can. That actually seems pretty cool. If I can use it with a shield, then I'll be very, very happy with that. All right, so we've got some really nice shields here as well. This thing literally has 500 hit points. What a beastly shield that is. Wow. But I don't really want to spend 1,200 on that because that's basically all my money. So instead, I am going to take the... I guess I'll take the heater shield. How does that look? Does that look good on me? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Why not? I think that looks pretty nice. All right, so there is actually someone outside that I want to speak to as well. This fellow has something to say about Pendrake, the Battle of Pendrake, I think. So let's have a look. Can you tell me anything about the Battle of Pendrake? I was there. Many of the KHUZAITs went, mostly the Khergit clan, who are hungry for glory. But I was also young and hungry for glory, so I went along as well. The Britannians had planned an ambush up in a wooded pass for the Imperial vanguard. Then the Vlandians and Sturgians were to come sweeping down on their flanks in the battle. Our scouts found the Britannian ambush, but Neretzes did not listen and blundered into it anyway. While Neretzes' vanguard was getting slaughtered, we met the Vlandians. But the Vlandians brought lots of crossbowmen, and our horse archers took heavy losses. Eventually, the armoured Imperial cataphracts showed up and rolled over the crossbows, but we were caught in a melee with the Vlandian knights, and that was where things got bloody. We won barely, with the help of the Imperials, but the Khergits were mauled. Since then, the Khergits have been rather weak, and you know what happens to the weak? Still, no one told them to put all their eggs in one basket like that. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, well, that's another noble spoken to, I guess. That's pretty good, you know. Anyway, we're gonna go over here. There's actually some more looters. Yeah, let's go and attack them. And I think I'm actually going to be focusing on a bit of tactics next time I level up as well. I think that's going to be quite fun to do because being able to be really, really effective in simulated battles, in my opinion, actually has a great deal of value. So I'm thinking we will probably spec a bit in tactics as we level up. So let's have a look here. And how much iron does he need? Doesn't he need like 5 or something like that? So I guess I will take 365 gold's worth. Yeah, he needs 5. Okay, so he's right over here. Not sure why he couldn't just, you know, travel here himself. You know, oh well, never mind. Okay, so this is the guy. And hopefully we are not going to be intercepted by anyone else. Nope, seems like we're not. I brought 5 units of iron ore, as we agreed. There we go. And we have increased our relation with him by a massive amount. Unfortunately, the the other merchant does not like us at all. Okay, so there you go. We've done something for him, which is fantastic. That's generally what you have to do in these kinds of situations. You kind of have to be, you know, in a situation where, hey, you got to choose between these 2 guys, and that's it. You know, that's the kind of situation that they put you in most of the time. Alright, so let's go into the tavern here real quick. We'll sell our prisoners, and I don't think I really need to do anything else. My roguery has increased for some reason. I think selling Oh yeah, selling my prisoners actually increases roguery, doesn't it? Yeah, I seem to remember that. Okay, that's pretty cool too. Anyway, I think there is actually, yep, there is a tournament actually going on right here, but I am going to be ending this episode off here. And tell me what you think. Do you like the new series so far? Would you like to, well, I guess you would like to see more, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.